broadcast tonight that you were not going to play overseas. You're going to take some time. Can you just tell us a little bit more about that decision?
I was focused on beating the Connecticut Sun. I never thought too far down the line. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do the next day. So maybe play some golf. I think that's what I'm going to do until it gets too cold in Indiana. So I got that. I'll become a professional golfer.
Not so much, babe.
Yeah.
Wait, keep it basketball.
Go, Scott.
Is great as Magic Johnson was. Magic Johnson won to championship as a rookie. That brother played since gave 6. What can we do? Have all couldn't go, and what did not. What Michael Cooper with on a player when they ultimately reveal it. He said Magic Johnson said that the T have no fear. That Magic man, is he okay? That it went out a dropped 42 weeks a day and won a championship, okay. But he still would not have been able to propel will lead to new heights without the assistance of Larry Bird. And so you had an abundance of black players back in the day that were like, well, damn, is great as Larry Bird ended up proving to be. There was still some resentment towards there because you felt like, yo, did it take that? In order for Magic doing it also emerged to Reddit Chippy why it takes all of this in order to get the attention that we deserve. I feel there were people in the WNBA that felt that way. I just didn't think it was wrong. Now the Caitlin Clark's rookie season may have come to an end, but make no mistake, Doc, this is only the beginning of her story. In just her first year, Clark has shattered records and set the on bonfire, earning the prestigious Rookie of the Year award and a well-deserved spot on the All-WNBA first team. From leading the league in assists to breaking multiple single-season records, she's already cemented her place among the greats. Stephen A. Smith has even gone so far as to call her the female Magic Johnson, and with good reason. Clark is redefining what it means to dominate, and the future of women's basketball's in her hands. Caitlin Clark didn't just play her rookie season, she owned it from the moment she stepped onto the on the court. The league was never the same. The wrong number she posted are almost unbelievable, like something out of a video game, but these are not mere so. That's on paper. These are performances that if she's shaken the very foundation of the sport. Let's talk numbers, because that's where Clark's dominance truly comes alive. Maintain 0.2 points per game, 8.4 assists per game, 5.7 rebounds per game. Those aren't just rookie numbers, these are the kind of stats that established superstars dream of. And that before we get to her other records, leading the league with 122 three-pointers and a respectable 34.4% shooting from beyond the arc. Clark has redefined what a rookie is capable of, but she didn't stop there. She went on to set the single-season on-by-assist record with 337 and even shattered the single-game assist record with 19 times in a single game against the Dallas Wings. Think about that for a rookie. Someone fresh out of college playing her first professional season. To already be at the top of the league and set critical categories is almost unprecedented. Stephen A. Smith himself, the voice of sports commentary, didn't hesitate to compare her to Magic Johnson, calling her the female Magic Johnson. To compete Harrison like that isn't given lightly, but in this case it's more than justified. Clark's vision, her passing, her control of the game. It all echoes Magic in his prime, but this isn't just about one season of greatness, it's about the beginning of something even bigger. Clark's leadership on the court has been extraordinary as well, from guiding the Indiana Fever to their first playoff appearance since 2016 to constantly pushing her team to compete against some of the most formidable squads in the league. Clark has proved she's not just a scorer or passer. She's a complete player. And yet somehow you get the feeling that she's just getting started. Her accolades don't even tell the full story. First rookie and on by history to record a triple-double, and she did it twice. First rookie to record at least 20 points, 15 assists, and 5 rebounds in a game. First rookie to surpass 450 points and 200 assists in a single season. These are the kinds of milestones that separate legends from your players. This level of play would be remarkable for a veteran. For a rookie it's almost impossible to comprehend, but Caitlin Clark has done more than simply prove herself. She has fundamentally changed the conversation about what's possible for a young player entering the league. The scary part, this is only the beginning. As much as Caitlin Clark's season was defined by her record-breaking performances, he was also marred by moments of controversy. One such moment came in the playoffs when John I. Carrington of the Connecticut Sun delivered a hard foul that left Clark with a black eye. It wasn't just an ordinary foul. This was a moment that sparked an avalanche of debate across social media and in basketball circles. It's moments like this that were revealed the cracks in the system. Carrington foul wasn't called with the seriousness of deserved. The referees once again failed to protect a player who has already become one of the faces of the league. This incident goes beyond physical play, it's about how the on-by handles its stars. The moment carried, his hand made contact with Clark's face. The lead should have reacted swiftly and with the thought already, but it didn't. Instead, it felt like another example of how the league continues to fail in addressing dangerous play. What's worse, after the incident, Carrington received no real punishment, no suspension, no serious consequences. Instead, Clark was left to carry on with the visible injury, while Carrington continued to play as though nothing had happened. Imagine if this had been in a NBA game and a star like Stephen Curry had been fouled this way. The outcry would have been immediate. The league would have launched an investigation, yet in the on-board this incident was brushed off. Why is that? Why aren't the league's rising stars given the protection and respect they deserve? Caitlin Clark, ever the professional, downplayed the incident. "It wasn't intentional by any means," she said in a post-game interview, "but let's be honest, you doubt whether it was intentional or not. It was reckless and it had consequences. Clark's playoff performance was impacted and the Fever were eliminated from the postseason. Is that not enough to demand stricter officiating? It punishment for dangerous play?" Carrington herself denied any malicious intent, saying, "I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye, but the damage was done, and the fact remains that player safety in the on but is not taken seriously enough. The league cannot afford to let moments like this slide. If it does, it risks alienating its best players and diminishing its own reputation. The on bomb must do better. It must hold players accountable for dangerous actions on the court, intentional or not, and it must recognize that when it comes to protecting its stars, the stakes are higher than ever before. If the Carrington incident wasn't enough, Caitlin Clark also had to deal with criticism from on-bill legend herself. Cheryl Swoops, a Hall of Famer and a pioneer of the women's game, publicly questioned whether Clark was truly dominating the league. "This isn't just any player making this claim. This is a woman whose name is etched in on behalf story." But what exactly did Swoop aid? In a podcast appearance, she voiced her doubts about Clark's immediate impact on the league. "I don't think she's dominating," Swoop said, despite the fact that Clark was shattering records and leading the league in key statistical categories. Swoops may be a legend, but this comment ignited a firestorm of backlash from fans, analysts, and even fellow players. Here's the thing: the numbers don't lie. Clark's stat line the season that won 9.5.5.7 rebounds and 8.4 assists per game. Ice unlike anything the one by has seen from a rookie. She set records for the most assists in a single season, and in a single game she became the fastest player in league history to reach 300 assists. These or numbers that scream dominance, and yet Swoop seems unwilling to acknowledge what's right in front of her. It's worth noting that Swoops has had a history of being critical of Caitlin Clark. She previously comedy Sayer's college career, downplaying her accomplishments by suggesting that Clark had an advantage because she was older than many of her competitors. But again, this criticism falls flat. Want him Paired to the facts, Clark didn't just succeed in college, she dominated, and she's done the same and her rookie season in on. But it's one thing to have an opinion, but it's another to ignore reality. As Stephen often says, numbers don't lie, and in this case the numbers are all in Clark's favor. Swoops may be a legend, but Clark's rookie season has already placed her in a category of own the future or is bright, and the debate about whether she's dominating is already over. That the numbers have spoken. As Caitlin Clark faced criticism from players and legends alike, the referees played a key role in the ongoing drama of her rookie season. The lack of consistency and officiating during Clark's games was nothing short of a travesty. Time and time again, Clark was on the receiving end of hard fouls, questionable calls, and outright missed calls. Take the Carrington foul for example. The referees didn't even assess a flagrant foul, what should have been the bare minimum. This isn't just an isolated incident, it's part of a larger problem within the WNBA, the failure to protect its star players. In a league that is growing and visibility and popularity, player safety should be the highest priority, and yet it seems as though the referees have been slow to adapt to this reality. Dangerous place or been allowed to continue without serious repercussions, and players like Clark are paying the price. The Mamba is riding a wave of momentum right now, thanks in large part to rising stars like Court. But if the league doesn't address the officiating crisis, it risks undermining everything it has built. Stars drive the league, and the league was protected stars. Caitlin Clark's rookie season has ended, but this is far from the conclusion of her story. But we have witnessed is just the beginning. She's already achieved more in one season than most players do in a career, and her potential seems limitless with each game, each assist, and each record shattered. Clark is transforming the on-bar. As Stephen Orr said, she's the female Magic Johnson. That's not just a compliment. It's a challenge to everyone else in the league. Clark is here to dominate, and the under is better for it. But her success has also exposed weaknesses in the system. Whether it's the furious failure to protect her, the WNBA his inability to address dangerous play, or the criticism from legends like Cheryl Swoops, these are issues that need to be addressed not just for Clark's sake, but for the future of the league itself. Caitlin Clark is the future of women's back.